artery. This one is the superficial temporal artery, which will get unite. This one, this two maxillary artery. This one is hello. This one is the maxillary artery, this one is the superficial temporal artery. These two are the terminal branches of the external carotid artery. So you can see over here, this one is the external carotid artery. The maxillary artery is the largest terminal branch of the external carotid artery, and this maxillary artery will extend from the neck of the mandible. You can see over here, this is the head of the mandible. This one is the just behind the neck of the mandible. This maxillary artery will move within, or it will move, it will pierce the parotid gland. Now this maxillary artery is further divided into three parts. First part, second part, and this one is known as the third part. अब कति देखि first part भन्ने, the first part will extend from the neck of the mandible from here to the lower border of the lateral pterygoid muscle. Now never get confused over here. This one is the lower head. This one is the upper head of the lateral pterygoid muscle, and the lateral pterygoid muscle has been cut off over here. So you cannot see that one, eh? So somewhere over here we have the lower border. So till this one, this is the first part, or also known as mandibular part. Now just behind the lateral pterygoid muscle, this part is known as the second part. And next one, the third part of the maxillary artery is also the content of pterygopalatine fossa. So within the pterygopalatine fossa over here, this is the third part of the maxillary artery. So in this way, we will divide the artery into the three different parts. Now, what are the branches that will arise from the first part? The first part, but only branch. Can you see this one? This one is the first part. So this one is known as the deep auricular artery, anterior tympanic artery, middle meningeal artery. This one is known as accessory meningeal artery. And next one, this one is known as the inferior alveolar artery. These five are the branches of the first part of the maxillary artery, and you can memorize this one as DAMAI, Damai. Okay? DAMAI, Damai. So these are the branches of the first part. So the deep auricular artery, it will supply the external acoustic meatus, tympanic membrane. Anterior tympanic artery will supply the tympanic membrane. This will also supply the tympanic membrane, that is the inner surface. Next one is the middle meningeal artery. You can see the middle meningeal artery. This is the middle meningeal artery, and has been hooked by the auriculotemporal nerve. And this middle meningeal artery will enter into the cranial cavity. Enter into the cranial cavity. This one, middle meningeal artery. यो देखियो मिडल मेनिन्जियल आर्टरी कहाँबाट पास हुन्छ भन त? यसको सेपरेट पनि छ यो, थाहा छ? Foramen spinosum. Okay, foramen spinosum. Good. So the middle meningeal artery will enter into the cranial cavity through the foramen spinosum. Now next one is, you can see the inferior alveolar artery, which is running down one, and this will enter. This will pass through the mandibular foramen and run through the mandibular canal over here. Oh, this is the inferior alveolar artery, which will further give the lingual artery and the mental artery as those branches. And the mylohyoid artery, those are the branches of the inferior alveolar artery. Mental, lingual, and next one is the mylohyoid. So those are the branches. Now we'll move into the second part. So the branches which will arise from the second part of the maxillary artery, those are mainly the muscular branches. So muscular branches, those artery will supply the muscle of mastication. So we have the deep temporal artery. This one deep temporal artery which will supply the temporalis muscle. Next one, we have the pterygoid artery, which will supply the lateral and the medial pterygoid muscle. Now next one, can you see over here, the small one? This is the this one is the masseteric artery. This will supply the masseter. And next one, this one is known as the buccal artery. The buccal artery will supply the buccinator. Now you can compare the branches arising from the second part of the maxillary artery with the branches arising from the mandibular nerve. Mandibular nerve को पनि anterior division बाट के आएको थियो? Temporal branches थियो. Oh, then we have got the lateral pterygoid nerve थियो, the nerve to masseter, and the buccal nerve. And out of those, the buccal nerve is a sensory, but over here, those are all the motor. यो आर्टरी सबै मोटर हो, यसमा सेन्सरी छैन है. So buccal artery buccinator muscle supply गर्छ. You have to know this one. So this one is the arising from the second part. Now, next one is from the third part. So that means the third part of the maxillary artery is that part which is present within the pterygopalatal fossa. So you only like we call it as a third part. Now, third part we have got the 6 branches, and you can memorize those 6 branches as PIC pass, PIGPAS. PIC pass one memorize kore. So P for this one is posterior superior alveolar artery. So we can see over here. Oh, okay. So this one is the posterior superior alveolar artery. Oh. Now next one is we have got the infraorbital artery. Can you see the infraorbital artery which will finally come out from the infraorbital foramen? Oh, this is the infraorbital artery. Now next one is, can you see one artery which is going down? This is known as the greater palatine artery. And next one, this one is the pharyngeal artery. Can you see one artery which is looking behind and going towards the pharynx? This is the pharyngeal artery. And next one is, this is the straight one going behind. This is the artery to pterygoid canal. And the last one, this artery will enter into the nasal cavity through a foramen which is present on the medial wall of pterygopalatine fossa. अब तपाईँले यदि practical recall गर्नुभएको भए, so in pterygopalatine fossa, the medial wall of the pterygopalatine fossa is formed by the perpendicular plate of palatine bone. Oh, in the perpendicular plate of the palatine bone, we have the foramen that is known as sphenopalatine foramen. Two foramen butter, the sphenopalatine artery will enter into the nasal cavity. So these are altogether 6 branches. Right? Posterior superior alveolar artery P, then I infraorbital artery, G for greater palatine artery, P for pharyngeal artery, A for artery to pterygoid canal, and the last one is the sphenopalatine artery. These are the 6. So what you have to do is you have to memorize all the branches arising from the maxillary artery. Sabhi yaad karo, eh? First branch bata DAMAI. Second bata we have with the muscular branches. Third bata PIGPAS, PIC pass. Now is it clear this one? The branches of the maxillary artery? Buziyo? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Now, out of all those branches, the most important one is the middle meningeal artery because it has got some applied anatomy. Now, the middle meningeal artery is that artery which will arise from the first part of the maxillary artery, and this is very important because it is commonest source of extradural hemorrhage. मैले last time bone मा पनि पढाएको थिएँ हैन. This middle meningeal artery will enter into the cranial cavity through the foramen spinosum. So somewhere over here. Now, after it enter into the cranial cavity, then it will divide into 2 branches. One is the anterior one. Next one is the posterior one. The anterior one is known as the frontal. The posterior one is known as the parietal. So now, can you see the anterior one? Can you see the relation of the pterion and the anterior branch of the middle meningeal artery? देखियो relation देखियो. Now this is the pterion. Now last time practical I have already shown you the pterion, and the pterion is a junction of frontal, parietal, temporal, and the greater wing of the sphenoid. This is the H-shaped suture. This is the weakest point. When you give a blow over here, then it may get fractured. Part may damage the uh, anterior branch of the middle meningeal artery, leading to the extradural hemorrhage. So this is the same point. Okay? Now, when the middle meningeal artery will get ruptured, then there will be the collection of the blood, and this area has also got relation with the motor area. Our motor area of the hematoma boy, this hematoma may compress the motor area, resulting the paralysis of the opposite side of the body. So this is the middle meningeal artery. So do you have any question to ask about the middle meningeal artery? Hello? So now next content of the infratemporal fossa, that is the pterygoid venous plexus. Now what do you mean by the pterygoid venous plexus? You can see this network of the small vein. This is the network of the small vein which is present around the lateral pterygoid muscle. So this is known as the pterygoid venous plexus. Our pterygoid venous plexus has got some communication. It has got communication with the inferior ophthalmic vein. Can you see the inferior ophthalmic vein going towards the orbit? It has got connection with the inferior ophthalmic vein. Next one is, can you see the small vein going above? These are known as the emissary vein. No? अब ये foramen ovale देखियो यहाँनिर. Can you see the foramen ovale? Now, what is the structure which will pass through the foramen ovale? Male structure, right? MALE. You can memorize this as a MALE. So, M for mandibular nerve. Mandibular nerve. A for accessory meningeal artery. Accessory meningeal artery. And L for lesser petrosal nerve. E for emissary vein. Now, this is the same vein, right? Off करो mute करो. So this is the तपाईहरु microphone mute गर्नु न. कसको microphone? Sonam. Hello? Sonam. कसले? तपाईहरु कसलाई इन्फर्म गर्नु त सोनमलाई माइक्रो फोन म्युट गर भनेर. तपाईहरु क्लासमा पढिराख्नुहुन्छ कि के गर्नुहुन्छ? के भयो यो फेरि? पनि सुन्नु. F5 पनि हुँदैन त. के भइरहेछ यो? एकछिन पर्खनु ल. के भयो फेरि खै? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Also, ma'am.
एकछिन भर्खर मिल्दैन क्या अघि डिस्टर्ब भयो है ल so the pterygoid venous plexus it has got the communication with the inferior ophthalmic vein. Next one is it has got a connection with the cavernous sinus. I think you have already read about the cavernous sinus. Now the cavernous sinus which is present on the either side of the pituitary gland, so those and the pterygoid venous plexus, those are connected by the emissary vein, right? Now next, can you see the facial vein? This one is the facial vein, and this is the pterygoid venous plexus. Those are connected by the deep facial vein. Now this communication you have to know because it has got some applied anatomy also, so applied aspect पनि छ यसको, so you have to know those connection, okay? So this one is drained by the maxillary vein, and the maxillary vein will join with the superficial temporal vein to form the retromandibular vein. Now, this pterygoid venous plexus will act as a peripheral heart, and it will help to drain the blood by the contraction of the lateral pterygoid muscle. Now, why you need to study the pterygoid venous plexus? Because if you have got infection in the, you know the dangerous area of face, थाहा छ है? Face भइसक्यो हैन? You know the dangerous area of face है? So whenever you have the infection in the dangerous area of the face, now that infection from the dangerous area of the face may spread into the cavernous sinus through the pterygoid venous plexus. Now how? Because the facial vein and pterygoid venous plexus, those are connected by the deep facial vein. Okay? Now the infection कहाँबाट spread हुन्छ? Facial vein हुँदै, deep facial vein हुँदै, it will enter into the pterygoid venous plexus. From the pterygoid venous plexus, emissary vein हुँदै, it may enter into the cavernous sinus. Or it may enter into the supraophthalmic vein. So this one is the communication. That's why you have to know the communication of the pterygoid venous plexus. So this is all about the infratemporal fossa. Now we'll move to the pterygopalatine fossa. Okay, now this one is the pterygopalatine fossa. You know this one. Last time bone ma pani dekha थिए ना. So this is the pterygopalatine fossa. Now this pterygopalatine fossa is the pyramidal shaped fossa which is present below the apex of the orbit and immediately behind the maxilla. So this is known as pterygopalatine fossa. Now we'll move to the boundary of the pterygopalatine fossa. So pterygopalatine fossa ko boundary ho okay. Now anteriorly we have this is the anterior boundary. This one is the posterior. This is the roof. This one is known as the apex. Oh, this is known as the medial wall, and this one is known as the lateral wall. So anteriorly, it is bounded by body of maxilla. So the posterior surface of the body of the maxilla will form the anterior boundary. The posterior boundary is formed by the root of pterygoid plate. This one is the root of the pterygoid plate. Now the roof is formed by the under surface of greater wing of the sphenoid. The next one is the floor. The floor is formed by the meeting point of anterior and the posterior wall will form the apex or the floor. Apex बनाउँछ. The next one is see the medial wall. Can you see the light blue color? This is known as the perpendicular plate of palatine bone. Now this will form the medial wall. What over the lateral wall? The lateral wall is open because pterygopalatine fossa will communicate with the infratemporal fossa through pterygomaxillary fissure. And last time only practical ma pterygomaxillary fissure will act just like a door to come out from one room to another room. So pterygopalatine fossa and the infratemporal fossa both are communicating with each other through the pterygomaxillary fissure. So this one's the same thing. Now again मैले भनेको point छ नि, medial wall ma perpendicular plate of the palatine ma we have this small foramen. We have the foramen over here. This is known as the sphenopalatine foramen. जहाँबाट sphenopalatine artery will enter into the nasal cavity and sphenopalatine nerve both will enter into the nasal cavity. Is it clear this one? Pterygopalatine fossa boundary? बुझ्यो अब?
Yes, ma'am.
Now next one, we have the certain communication. Our communication ma can you see superolaterally it will communicate with the orbital cavity. Superolaterally, orbital cavity. Now next one is laterally this will communicate with the infratemporal fossa. Oh, now next one is posteriorly. So posteriorly, can you see the three foramen? This is known as palatovaginal canal. This is known as foramen rotundum. This is known as pterygoid canal. Okay, so this three one. Now from the foramen rotundum, it will enter into the cranial cavity. Okay? A palatovaginal and the pterygoid canal. I'll teach you later on. This will enter into the pharynx of your pterygoid canal, but it will enter into the pharynx. Now in the roof where the both anterior and the posterior wall will meet, can you see this one? This is known as the palatine canal. So inferiorly, it will communicate with the oral cavity. Okay. And next is the medially through the spinopalatine foramen, it will enter into the nasal cavity. So orbit, nasal cavity, pharynx, and cranial cavity, oral cavity, infratemporal fossa. These are the communication of the pterygopalatine fossa through different foramen. Now, same thing, I'm going to repeat the same thing. Let's see over here. Anteriorly, this one will enter into the orbit through inferior orbital fissure. Okay, through the inferior orbital fissure, it will enter into the orbit. Okay. Now, next is posteriorly. Posteriorly, foramen rotundum is there, which will enter into the cranial cavity, middle cranial fossa, and pterygoid canal with the foramen lacerum, then palatovaginal canal with pharynx. Then over here, this is the palatine canal which will enter into the oral cavity inferiorly. Now medially with the nasal cavity through the spinopalatine foramen, laterally with the infratemporal fossa through pterygomaxillary fissure. These are the various communication. मैले फोनमा पनि देखाइदिइसके है तपाईहरुलाई यो. Now what are the content of the pterygopalatine fossa? One is the maxillary nerve. Next one is the pterygopalatine ganglia, and the third part of the maxillary artery and its branches. Now, from the third part of the maxillary artery, the PIGPAS, PAS, these are the 6 branches arising from the third part of the maxillary artery, which will be the content of the pterygopalatine fossa. Now, I've already taught you the maxillary nerve also. A maxillary nerve, मैले पढाइ cranial cavity मा पढाइसके cranial nerve मा. Now, next one is the pterygopalatine ganglia. So, we'll read again the maxillary nerve and pterygopalatine ganglia. Right? Now see, this is the maxillary nerve. Now the maxillary nerve is the second division of the trigeminal nerve. It is purely sensory one. Oh, its origin is the trigeminal ganglia. Now this will arise from the trigeminal ganglia. It will run in the middle cranial fossa. Oh, middle cranial fossa in the wall of the cavernous sinus. Then it will leave the skull through foramen rotundum. Foramen rotundum, but maxillary nerve also. Then it will enter into the pterygopalatine fossa. Then it will enter into the inferior orbital fissure हुँदै inferior orbital fissure हुँदै infraorbital foramen but it will come out. So this is the maxillary nerve. Now what are the branches of the maxillary nerve? Or this is the core, same thing मैले भनिसके हैन. Trigeminal ganglia V2. It will enter into the middle cranial fossa on a lateral wall of the cavernous sinus. Then foramen rotundum butter, pterygopalatine fossa. Then infraorbital canal हुँदै finally it come out from the infraorbital foramen. Now branches पनि मैले भनिसकेको थिएँ last time. Now the branches that will be present in the pterygopalatine fossa, can you see the 2 branches that is hanging the pterygopalatine ganglia? Those are known as the ganglionic branches. Now next one, from the superior part, from the upper part, one zygomatic branch will arise, which will further divide into zygomaticofacial, zygomaticotemporal. Then another one is there. This is known as posterior superior alveolar nerve. Now next branches which will be present in the infraorbital canal. So infraorbital canal we have got, this is the infraorbital canal. We have the anterior and middle superior alveolar nerve. Now in a face we have the palpebral, nasal, and this one is known as the labial. Oh, these are the 3 branches. यो तपाईहरुको रिभिजन हो है, maxillary nerve भइसक्यो हैन, क्लास मैले पढाइसकेछु. So these are the branches. BDS first year को लागि अलिकति नयाँ होला है यो. So do you have any question up to this one? If not, then I'll move to the pterygopalatine ganglia. Hello?
छैन म्याम.
Okay, now another content is the pterygopalatine ganglia. So you have to know about the pterygopalatine ganglia. याद गरे. This one is very important for you. So the pterygopalatine ganglia is the largest peripheral ganglia which is present in the pterygopalatine fossa. Topographically, it is connected with the maxillary nerve through the ganglionic branch, but it is under the control of the facial nerve through greater petrosal nerve. Now, it has got the various root. This pterygopalatine ganglia has got the parasympathetic root from the knob to the pterygoid canal. Knob to pterygoid canal. Next one is okay. You can see over here. Yani reta. Can you see this nerve? This is known as a knob to pterygoid canal. This is the parasympathetic root. Our sympathetic root will derive from the plexus around the internal carotid artery. Through the deep petrosal nerve. This one is the sympathetic root. Now the sensory root, it will arise from the maxillary nerve. Now I'll give more parasympathetic. Okay. Okay. Now see, this one is the parasympathetic root. This one is the parasympathetic root to or parasympathetic fiber of the pterygopalatine ganglia. Now preganglionic fiber will arise from the lacrimal nucleus, passes through the nervus intermedius, geniculate ganglia, greater petrosal nerve, knob pterygoid canal, then pterygopalatine ganglia. From here, the postganglionic fiber will join the greater palatine nerve. And postganglionic fiber will join the maxillary nerve, zygomatic-temporal, lacrimal gland. You all confused now हो म उसमा clear गराइदिन्छु है एकछिन पक्का. Okay, now you just see over here, this one is the parasympathetic root of the pterygopalatine ganglia. Now how? So the parasympathetic root भन्ने बित्तिकै pterygopalatine ganglia मा what will you have to know? You have to know the preganglionic fiber and the postganglionic fiber. Now the preganglionic fiber will arise from the superior salivary nucleus. Now superior salivary nucleus is the nucleus of the facial nerve or the nucleus of the glossopharyngeal nerve. के को nucleus हो यो superior? Hello?
Facial.
Facial. This one is the facial nerve, right? Yeah. Okay. Now from the suprasalivary nucleus, the preganglionic fiber will arise. It will pass through the facial nerve, mainly the nervus intermedius is the sensory one, a facial nerve. Then it will pass through the greater petrosal nerve. Earma पढ्यो होला नि तपाईले greater petrosal nerve पढ्नुभयो होला नि. Through the greater petrosal nerve, it will enter. It will pass through the nerve to pterygoid canal. Now you may get confused. Over here we have the greater petrosal nerve. Over here we have the nerve to pterygoid canal. How it is formed? When the greater petrosal nerve will join with deep petrosal nerve, then nerve to pterygoid canal will form. So from the greater petrosal nerve to pterygoid canal, it will end in a pterygopalatine ganglia. Now from here, the postganglionic fiber will pass through the ganglionic branch of the maxillary nerve, then maxillary nerve, then maxillary को माथिबाट pterygopalatine fossa मा माथिबाट जाने nerve के थियो? Zygomatic nerve. So through the zygomatic nerve, zygomatico-temporal, then this one is the lacrimal and innervate the lacrimal gland. So this is how the lacrimation is caused in the lacrimal gland. Okay. The next one is, can you see other fiber passing the postganglionic fiber? Another one will pass through the greater palatine nerve and lesser palatine nerve to the nose area, to the gland of the nose or gland of the nasal cavity. So this is how the nasal gland and the lacrimal gland is under the control of the pterygopalatine ganglia through facial nerve. This is the parasympathetic root. Is it clear, this one? So this is how it is innervating the nasal palatine pharyngeal gland. Is it clear, this one? This is the parasympathetic root. यो बुझ्यो अब?
Yes, ma'am.
Now next one is the sympathetic. Sympathetic ma we have got the preganglionic fiber which will arise from the myelin. So preganglionic fiber will arise from the lateral horn of T1 T3 spinal lateral horn of the spinal cord or spinal segment. Then it will finally relay or finally interrupt into the supracervical ganglia. From there, the postganglionic fiber will arise. The postganglionic sympathetic fiber from the supracervical ganglia form the plexus around the internal carotid artery, deep petrosal nerve, nerve to pterygoid canal, pterygopalatine ganglia, then mucus of all those. Maxillary nerve, zygomatic, zygomatic temporal, lacrimal, lacrimal gland. It's same one. You same one. Is if you come upon them. So, pretty. Now, can you see this one? This one is a sympathetic root. I have a sympathetic root because also the preganglionic sympathetic fiber will arise from the lateral horn of T1 to T3. T1 मात्रै देखाएको छ. Now from here, this will synapse on superior cervical ganglia. अब superior cervical ganglia बाट postganglionic fiber arise हुनु पर्यो, and you know the postganglionic fiber of the sympathetic nerve is longer than the preganglionic fiber. So you can see this one is the short one, and this is the long one. Now, the postganglionic sympathetic fiber, which will arise from the superior cervical ganglia, will form a plexus around the internal carotid artery, and this will travel through the deep petrosal nerve, then nerve to pterygoid canal. Rest of the process is same. Rest of the path is same. Right? Finally, it will enter into the ganglionic branch, then maxillary nerve, then zygomaticotemporal, then lacrimal, then lacrimal gland. Only the difference is there. The postganglionic fiber will arise from the superior cervical sympathetic ganglia. And what another thing you have to remember? You have to remember the deep petrosal nerve. And there is no any interversion or there is no any interruption in the pterygopalatine ganglia. Pterygopalatine ganglia मा sympathetic fiber interrupt हुँदैन. किनभने यो त पोस्ट हो हैन, प्यारासिम्पेथेटिक को मात्रै interrupt हुन्छ यहाँनिर. अनि यहाँबाट पोस्ट जान्छ. So this thing you have to remember. बुझ्यो अब यो? बुझ्यो?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now next one is, this is the sympathetic root. This one is a kind of note for you. So के भयो? Lateral horn T1, T2, T3, preganglionic fiber, and synapse in superior cervical ganglia. From there, postganglionic fiber will arise. Plexus around the internal carotid artery. Internal carotid artery plexus. So, then deep petrosal nerve, nerve to pterygoid canal. Then maxillary nerve, zygomatic-temporal, facial हुँदै, and greater palatine nerve हुँदै, all those gland, lacrimal gland, nasal gland, palatine gland will be supplied. Vasomotor supply. Now this one is the same one. So can you see? If you trace the blue one, this is the preganglionic parasympathetic. This is the parasympathetic root, and if you trace the red one, that is the sympathetic root. फेरि म भनिदिन्छु, pterygopalatine ganglia को same thing. Superior cervical, superior lacrimal nucleus. Then facial nerve, that is nervus intermedius. Then we have the greater petrosal nerve, nerve to pterygoid canal, pterygopalatine fossa, pterygopalatine ganglia. From here, ganglionic branch, maxillary, zygomaticotemporal, lacrimal gland. Now sympathetic arise from the lateral horn of T1 to T3. Now from there, preganglionic fiber, synapse in superior cervical ganglia. From there, the postganglionic fiber form a plexus around the internal carotid artery, deep petrosal nerve, nerve to pterygoid canal. Then it will enter the same route: ganglionic, maxillary, zygomatic-temporal, lacrimal gland. Now from here, greater palatine nerve and the palatine nerve and the palatine gland of the palatine, gland of the palate will be supplied. Now this now there are the 4 branches. So this one is not so important. These are important. So I'll just enlist those one. One is the orbital branch. This is the orbital branch. Now next one is the palatine branch. So you can see over here the greater palatine. Can you see the greater palatine nerve and the lesser palatine nerve? Those are the palatine nerve. The next one is the nasal one. The nasal is this one. Okay, this one is the nasal branches, and the pharyngeal. The pharyngeal one is This one is the pharyngeal branches. So these are the branches of the pterygopalatine ganglia. Now this is all about यो त थाहा छ यो protection of the mandible के ले गराउँछ yeah. Hello, protection of the mandible is done by which muscle will cause the protection of mandible? Medial pterygoid, lateral pterygoid, and lateral. The out of ophthalmic is the lateral pterygoid. Now, a patient has a dry eye and the reduced nasal secretion. The location of the lesion might be in. Now, which you have to find that ganglia which is responsible for the lacrimation and the nasal secretion. Kun ganglia ho?
Pterygopalatine.
Pterygopalatine ganglia. Ab yo this one is the same one, eh? It is same one. The no parasympathetic secretomotor fiber to parotid come from all except which one is not the parasympathetic secretomotor fiber to parotid gland? Parotid gland ko lagi ganglia, OT ganglia ho, auriculotemporal nerve ho, tympanic plexus ho, greater petrosal nerve pani ho.
Greater petrosal
कुन चाहिँ exception हो यो मध्येमा?
Greater petrosal.
Greater petrosal nerve. Greater petrosal nerve, because the greater petrosal nerve is mainly related with the pterygopalatine ganglia. Now lacrimation is affecting the injury of यहाँ पे पढ्नु है. This one is the easy one. अब यो कुन हो त यो? Lacrimation is affecting the injury of nasociliary nerve, greater petrosal nerve, lesser petrosal nerve, auriculotemporal nerve.
Greater petrosal.
Same one.